All right, so in this section, we're going to be solving practical problems involving systems of equations, algebraically and graphically. And practical problems are basically word problems. No, don't scream because I know you want to. All right, so let's look at some examples. There were 42 tickets sold for an event. So the total number of tickets sold were 42. Okay, tickets for children cost $1.50. Oops, that's not where my $1.50. Tickets for adults cost $2. Total receipts for the event was $73.50. All right. How many of each type of tickets were sold? Use the table that I made to help organize the information. So adult tickets, I'm just going to call it, you could call it A. For the first go around, let's call it A. For child tickets, you could call it C. So we're going to have 2, because 2 is the same thing as saying $2, so 2A and 1.5C. All right, so now let's setting up our equation. This right here, this box is going to be empty. All right, so here's one equation, and here's the second one. So we have A plus C equals 42. Then we have 2A plus 1.5C equals 73.5. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use elimination, because elimination is probably my favorite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the top by -2. And by doing that, I'm going to end up with -2A minus 2C equals -84. And my second equation just comes straight over. Just like we did earlier, you can refer back if you have any questions. 2A plus 1.5C equals 73.50. Now I'm going to add each column. My A's go away, and I get -0.5C equals -10.5. Then I'm going to divide both sides by -0.5. And I'm going to get C is equal to 21. So I sold 21 children tickets. How many adult tickets were there? Well, let's look at it. I'm just going to plug it back into my top equation. A plus 21 equals 42. Subtract 21, and A equals 21. All right, so adult tickets is 21. Child is also 21. All right, so remember, if you have any questions, be sure to write them down on your notes so you'll remember to ask them. Okay, example 2, B. If 105 people attended a concert, so we had 105 people attend a concert. Okay, the tickets for adults were $2.50. Tickets for children were $1.75. And the total receipts for the concert were $228. Okay, so this time I'm going to just call it X and Y, because you can do either one. All right, especially if you set it up like this, it helps you to remember it. So you have 2.5X and 1.75Y. All right, so now I'm going to write my equations. X plus Y equals 105. 2.5X plus 1.75Y equals 228. I'm going to use elimination again, and this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply my top equation by, let's say -2.5. Okay, so I multiply up here by -2.5. And that's going to give me -2.5X minus 2.5Y equals -262.5. My bottom equation is just going to come straight over 2.5x plus 1.75y equals 228. All right, I'm going to add each column. Okay, and when I do that, I'm going to get negative 0.75y, not 7y, 75y equals negative 34.5. And I'm going to divide both sides by negative 0.75. And I'm going to get y is equal to 46. So my child tickets are 46. Now my adult, to find adult, just plug it in to your original equation. X plus 46 equals 105. Subtract 46. X is going to be 59. So we sold 59 adult tickets and 46 child tickets. All right. Now, let's talk about money. We all like talking about money. Rob has a total of 40 coins, all dimes and quarters. So, we have 40 coins, all dimes and quarters. Okay, so you could say Q and you could say D or X and Y. A value for a quarter is 25 cents. Now remember to write 25 cents. That's going to be 0.25. Okay, and the total value would be 0.25 Q. Okay, the total for dimes is 10 cents. So that would be 0.10. So 0.10 D. And the total was $7.60. Okay, so go ahead and write your two equations. We've got them set up all nicely. Q plus D equals 40. 0.25 Q plus 0.10 D equals 760. Okay, so I'm going to multiply my top equation, or I can multiply my bottom equation, either one. All right, so I think what would be best to do is multiply. How many dimes does it take to make $1? Let's multiply the bottom equation by negative 10. And by multiplying that by negative 10, I'm going to get a negative 1 down here. So let's do that. Okay, so the top goes straight over Q plus D equals 40. Okay, the second one is going to be negative 2.5 minus D equals negative 76. And then add each column. Negative 1.5 Q, my D's cancel, equals negative 36. Divide both sides by negative 1.5. And Q is going to be 24. So I have 24 quarters. How many dimes did I have? Okay, so I could go 24 plus D equals 40. Subtract 24. And D is going to be 16. So I had 24 quarters. And I had 16 dimes. One thing I want to ask you, a nickel, what is the value of a nickel? It's 5 cents. But be very careful because a nickel is 0.05. Okay, 0.05. Don't forget that because that's an easy one to mess up. All right, my last example. Okay, now we're going to do inequalities. Margie. Margie can work no more than 10 hours each week at her 2 jobs. So she can work no more than 10 hours. So what inequality is no more than? It's less than or equal to. So less than or equal to 10. And I'm just going to say cleaning is X. Sales is Y. Because she does house cleaning and gets paid $5 an hour. And her sales job is $8 per hour. All right. So cleaning is 5. Sales is 8. So it's going to be 5X and 8Y. Okay. And she wants to make at least $56 each week. So she needs to make at least $56 each week. So that's going to be greater than or equal to 56. All right. So I'm going to write my 2 equations and then we're going to graph them this time. Okay. We're going to graph them. So we have X plus Y is less than or equal to 10. Then we have 5X plus 8Y is greater than or equal to 56. So I'm going to solve both of those for Y, okay? And I'm going to plot them on the graph. I'm going to graph them, okay? So this first equation, I'm going to subtract X. Y is less than or equal to negative X plus 10. Okay, Y is less than or equal to negative X plus 10. All right, so I'm going to start up here. Negative X. And I'm just going to keep on going. So let's graph that. And it's going to be a solid line. I'm going to make it green. Okay, now for my second equation, let's go ahead and finish that. Let's make it blue. Okay, so we have 8X plus 5X plus 8Y is greater than or equal to 56. So I'm going to subtract 5X from both sides. So 8Y is greater than or equal to negative 5X plus 56. Okay, and divide every single term by 8. And I have Y is greater than or equal to negative 5/8X plus 7. Okay, so my first equation was less than or equal to. So we're going to be graphing underneath that first line. Okay, and I did not note that. So let's note that really quick. It's less than or equal to. So I'm going to draw my little arrows. Okay, so my second equation, let's go ahead and graph that one. So I'm going to go up 7, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and write 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I'm going to graph that line. We're right here. All right. So on that equation, oh, that did that again. On that equation, we want greater than or equal to. Okay, so we're going to be shading up here. So where do those 2 arrows point? They're both pointing to this right here. So that right there, those are the hours that she can make and make at least $56. All right, so you can use all those ordered pairs that are in there. You could say 1, 1, 3. You could use that ordered pair right there. All right. Okay. Thank you for watching.